Hey flyers, stay tuned for the assembly and maiden of the Flyfan 64mm F-35. On deck today is the 64mm Flyfan's F-35. I had gotten and really liked the 64mm L-39 that they came out with about a year ago, so I thought I would give this a try. These are the main specs. The highlights are a wingspan of almost 30 inches, a 50 amp ESC, and a 2300 kV motor that runs on 6S. The recommended size packs are 3300 to 5200. I'll be using a 3300 today. Here we have the bag of bits. This plane has a really low parts count. You're only going to need to put in 6 screws and attach 2 push rods for the elevators. It does come very well packaged. I had no damage. Do check under the styrofoam. Sometimes manufacturers will tape in additional parts. In this case, there was nothing else. As you can see, the plane comes with the verticals already attached, so you're only going to be attaching the wings and the 2 full-flying elevators. The first step in the assembly is the main wings. As you can see, the push rods come already attached, and they do come already attached to the rudders. The first step here is to push the carbon spar through all the way to the other side, and then you're going to slide on the first wing. Before you slide on that wing too close to the fuselage, you're going to want to fish out the aileron cable that is tucked in. Go ahead and attach it, making sure the polarity is correct, and then you can go ahead and slide on the wing. There are 2 screws for each wing. It does come with the wrench set to attach. You can use your own set if you have it. Just don't over tighten these because you can end up stripping it. When the wing is done, you're moving on to the full flying elevators. There is a rod that's already installed, and you slide the elevator directly on into the receptacle. Now these rods have this cutout that goes all the way around, and you're going to make sure that your screw hole lines up over that cutout. And the next step is just to screw it in. You do want to make sure it's kind of firm, but don't over tighten. All the screws, by the way, are the same size. When the top of the screw is flush, you know it's in. And this is what it looks like when it's done. You are going to want to tug on it just a little bit and just make sure it stays on. You'll hear a little tapping or clicking sound. When adjusting the linkages for the elevator, you do want to use this as your guide for a level flight, according to the manual. The second hole in on the servo seemed to be the right one, as it accommodated the size of the push rod. It is a ball link attachment, and you may have to adjust the end of the clevis there and twist it in order to get the right length. And this is what it looks like when it's all set up. And here's a cycling of the gear. You do get the green and red nav lights on the wingtips, which is nice for the money. And you also get this nice 12-bladed fan, which you're going to see later sounds really nice. And this is what it looks like if you take the hatch off for the EDF. The manual does say the XFly team provides an easy access for pilots to upgrade the power system to 70mm EDF, no airframe modifications required. I haven't tried that, but that's what it looks like. The ESC also has a shroud over it as well as the wires, and there is some cooling. The main gear does have this nice scale feature, having the mains slanted forward a little bit. The mains and the nose strut do offer oleo struts, which is a nice feature for a 64. The cables do come very well marked, and there is a additional cable for reverse thrust if you choose to use it. Now the aileron cable comes with the Y cable in the connection. So if you wanted to add in flaperons, you're going to have to snip that and resolder another connection on. I'll be installing a Spektrum AR637T receiver. I was able to find a receiver mount online. I'll try to put that in the description, but it does fit really nice. Now the manual calls for the CG to be 45 millimeters back from the leading edge. Under the wing, it actually prints CG. And here it is measured, so you see where that is. It's right in front of that screw. Assembly is done. Just set up your radio. Now, if you like the F-35, and I assume you do, you'll know that it comes in 3 variants, the A, the B, and the C. The A is for the Air Force, the B is for the Marines, it's that VTOL, and then the C is the Navy-based variant. This one is the A version because it does model the gun that's in the wing. I was able to find a little clip of a test fire of the gun. The A variant is the only one with an internal gun. The B and the C variant can use optionally a gun pod mounted on the belly. Now there are many differences between the models, but the C version is the only one with the double wheel, and that is set up for the Navy. You'll see the strut on the front is much more robust as well for the carrier landings. But it's now time for Maiden Day. I am using the China Hobby Line batteries. I do have a code if you want to save some money. It does help support the channel as well. Now my maiden flight was a little boring and a little high because it's mostly trimming, but I did want to show you the maiden landing. And when I got there, it was a little foggy out, as you can see. Overall, the plane flew really well, and it did land nicely. The next flight here, I'm going to show you the whole thing, and you will see the takeoff, the flight. It's unedited, although I did zoom a few times, and then the landing. I did really like the sound, especially for a 64 millimeter. You don't usually get that kind of nice thrusty sound with a smaller fan. By this time, I am feeling comfortable with it. My timer was set for 3 minutes, and that's what I recommend. You do have time to go around. Of course, if you're running it at full throttle the whole time, you may want to shorten it up, but a 3-minute flight time on your maiden is probably a good starting point. And it is pretty quick for a 64. Now I'm running a 3300 size battery. The manual does say you can go up to a 5200. If any of you guys try that, let me know in the comments. Because the wind started after that first flight, I am taking off and landing in a different direction from the first flight. It did seem like it was coming in a little hot, so I decided to do a go-round.
Yeah.
With that go-round, I went about 20 seconds over on this flight, and you could see I had 20% left. As usual, thanks for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing.